Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 3, and today we're dealing with a 2015 Ford Falcon XR8. So yeah, this is the first Ford Falcon with the series called FGX, and this is the second and final iteration of the 7th and last generation Falcon, as it ceased production in late 2016. And it won't be replaced by a similarly sized vehicle. Only the Mondeo and Mustang will in future be offered in Australia that can even be vaguely seen as a similar car to this. So yeah, which is it's really sad that this car's finally reached its end, because there's been plenty of vehicles with the Falcon name that have been great, be it in the 60s, 70s or even the 90s, and yeah, onto this version, which is easily one of my favourites. And yeah, I think it looks great. It's a practical vehicle as well in terms of boot space and rear leg room, etc. Easily carry 5 people in comfort, and yeah, it's got a solid engine going for it as well, as we'll take a look at now. And here we go. So yeah, it's got a 5 litre supercharged V8 engine, and it produces 449 horsepower and 420 pounds-feet of torque. And this isn't even the most powerful version. There's a sprint version that produces a little bit more power than this, but this is plenty enough power, quite frankly. And yeah, I think it's a cracking car. I think it's a car that, yeah, might not be as powerful as some of its rivals, because Jaguar, Audi, Mercedes, BMW, etc. all make far more powerful, far more luxurious cars than this. But I have no doubt that this is a far more cheaper vehicle to buy, and a far more charming vehicle as well, because it doesn't need power to be a fun car, which is something we'll go and take a look at now when we take it out onto the circuit. So yeah, we'll go and take it there and see what it can do. So see you when we get there. Right, so here we are. Let's see what this little saloon car can do. As you can see, it's by no means the highest revving vehicle ever. It's barely even 6,000 RPM. So it's got quite an old school approach to a V8 in this car, unlike Mustangs of late, which have flat plane V8s and rev well over 6,000. This is more of an old school vehicle. But that's not to say that it's old school in terms of what it can do, because yeah, it's certainly no slouch. 0 to 16, 5.519 seconds, 0 to 111.618 seconds, and it do 179 miles an hour, which is pretty good. Plus, I think the engine sounds great, and it drives really well as well. It's got solid brakes, it handles really well when you want it to, but it can also be a fun car to drive around as well. Certainly stick it into the bends and it will hang in on there, but if you poke it with a stick, you can also get it to drift as well, like that, and it's really fun. You can certainly see the kind of approach they took with this car. It kind of reminds me of the Vauxhall Monaro in that approach. Just a big engine up front, manual gearbox in the middle, and rear wheel drive at the back. And yeah, certainly see the inspiration from that vehicle. Though obviously the Falcon's been around a lot longer than the Monaro, and has been doing this kind of thing for a lot longer as well. There's a Ford Falcon from the 60s on this car that is also a saloon car with a big engine at the front, manual in the middle, and rear wheel drive at the back, and that is also one of my favourite vehicles. So yeah, it is really sad to see the Falcon brand going, but I can see why Ford are doing it. They want one brand around the world that is recognisable to all people, and yeah, unfortunately the Falcon's just not that well known outside of Australia, unfortunately, and I really don't think they'd be able to sell them all that well if they did sell them outside of Australia. And then if you did, you'd have people moaning that, oh, it's not an Australian only vehicle now, and it's sullying the brand or whatever. So I guess Ford have taken the only approach that they could and just discontinued it, so they can promote the Mustang and the Mondeo more. And the Mondeo's no bad vehicle by no means, and Mustang's the best it's been for decades. So this has replaced them with a couple of vehicles that are at least decent to really good, or at least have the potential to be really good. Mondeos in the past have been quick, the SD220 for instance, so maybe they'll bring something like that out again. I hope they do, because this is a cracking vehicle, and quite frankly it needs at least 2 vehicles to supplement it, because there was many different variants of this vehicle. There were inline 6s, 4-cylinder turbocharged versions, so yeah, I hope they do bring it, at least have the spirit of this car in some respect in future vehicles. But it is still going to be a car that's going to be hard to replace, because yeah, it's been around in Australia for decades, and I can see why plenty of people are sad, and I am as well, because even though I've only recently been introduced to the Falcons, even though there's only been ever one in previous Forza games, there's been a whole host of new ones in this game, and I've grown to love them really rather a lot, and yeah, I am equally sad to see it go. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.